is the 8:05 post-show finals day here at Huntington Beach, and we had some incredible moments. Sally Fitzgibbons, last year's runner-up, taking the title. Two-time winner here at the US Open. 13 years in between those wins, and Sally Fitz is still on top. And Alan Cleland turns the final in the final seconds for the men. This one's from Mexico. His first challenger final, his first challenger victory. Alan Cleland may be on his way to the CT. This is the path, and he's further along the path than he was. I'm Kuiper Guerrero, along with Mitchell Salazar, Flick Palmentier. Flick, it seems like just last week we started this and already it's over.
I don't know if it seems like that for me. No, it's been an incredible week of waves. We've seen a big mixture of swell, small conditions, grindy conditions, big chunky sections, and I've just been really impressed all week. And, you know, even though the conditions were small in the finals day, the performances were not.
Yeah, and Mitchell, I can't help but admire the clutch surfing that we saw for Alan Cleland Jr., turning heats in the final seconds, not just once, but 2 times on finals day.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff. He's destined for the championship tour, I believe, and I think he's going to be the first one to qualify right there at the end of this year. Massive win for Mexico, big win for Alan Cleland.
What's that feel like? As a Mexican, what's that feel like?
I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't emotional right now.
Yeah.
I definitely am, and I'm just really proud of both of those guys in the final, really. I've known Marco and Alan since they were kids, and really proud of them right now, Kaipo.
Yeah, although flag-wise, it was France versus Mexico. Both surfers from Mexico in that men's final. We're going to take a look at our bracket, and Alan Cleland Jr.'s road to a huge, huge win here at Huntington Beach. Crosby Colapinto this morning. No problem for Big Al.
Yeah, and as he said, clutch. There were a couple maneuvers throughout the day that I felt were really necessary for him to implement, given the conditions, Kaipo. But taking out Crosby right here was his path to stardom today.
And then Flick in the semifinals, he surfed a 9-minute semifinal.
Yeah. It was absolutely incredible, right? And you even just look at the two surfers. I mean, quarterfinals, he's matched up against Crosby, arguably, you know, somewhat one of the hardest competitors in this draw. And
this is an 8-3-3.
Yeah, 8-3-3, right? Matches up against Jarvisel. And Jarvisel got off to a great start in this heat. So to maintain composure throughout this whole heat and make it count right in those dying seconds just sort of talks to, I guess, you know, how calm he can be under pressure, making the right decisions. And, I mean, going big when it really counts, right? I mean, incredible composure and so impressed with him.
Look at this. That's coming out of there. And then in the final, Mitchell, he did it again.
Yeah, he had a 6 to start off the heat in comparison to Marco 7.33. And I mean, truly utilized every single aspect of that wave to get that 6-point ride. Then literally, when they were counting down, goes on this wave right here. Needed a 6.64, I believe. Got a 6.7. A miracle literally happened today, Kaipo. It's the biggest win in surfing history for Mexico.
Love it. Love the chair up, love the passion. Giant crowd here, by the way, to support Al Cleland. And the numbers you talked about, that 6.7 came with just seconds on the board. That was enough to put Alan Cleland on the podium, on the winner's stand. And speaking of the winner's stand, let's make it official. For that, let's go to the presentation with Joe Turpel. Take it away, Joe.
Thank you so much, Kaipo. On the 8:05 post show, you guys are going around the world live. How's it going, everybody in Huntington Beach? You guys are such a big part of this event every year. For the Lexus US Open of Surfing, presented by Pacifico, a major stop on the Challenger Series for the World Surf League, and you guys made this happen. Biggest crowds, most fun ever, a celebration of action sports in our industry, and the finals day delivered, an emotional day with a lot of drama. The WSL would like to formally recognize that Huntington Beach is the traditional homeland and shared territory of the Hashiman and Tongva people. It is known by the place Lukupangma in the Hashiman and Tongva languages. The Hashiman people have lived in the place we call Orange County for over 10,000 years and are still here stewarding the land alongside surfers, environmentalists, and others who care about our shared coastline. We thank them for their ongoing presence and participation in this event. Thank you so much. Wow, what a week. The fourth stop of the Challenger Series out of 6, top 4 results. Go into qualification, got to be in the top 10 for men, top 5 for women. It is on. We also had the second stop of the 2024 World Longboard Tour finish up. Rachel Tilley, congratulations, and also Taylor Jensen winning earlier this week. The performances have really been incredible over the years, looking at 5 decades of champions, celebrating big competitions at Surf City, USA. All the biggest names in the world have won here, from Kelly to Andy. You know, huge performances from local legends like Brett Simpson and Kanoa Igarashi, to Lane Beachley, Rochelle Ballard, Lisa Anderson, and now this younger guard that's been taken over the last 3 years, but oh, that just changed. We'll get to that in a little bit. Thank you to our partners, our title partner, Lexus, presenting partner, Pacifico, all of our event partners from Red Bull, Hurley, Shiseido, Yeti, Apple, Eventbrite, 805 Beer, Visit Huntington Beach, Bonsoy, Hogue Healthcare, Cup Noodles, Sun Cruiser, Tractor Beverage Company, IC, Skull Candy, Rad Power Bikes, Pura Vida, One Wheel, Jack Surfboards, Huntington Surf and Sport, and Proximo Spirits. Give them a round of applause for making this all come true. I'm going to keep going with all the great help we've had from Samazon as well, the United States Air Force, X Games, Surfwater, Milagro Tequila as well, and also our big media partners for this event, CBS Broadcasting, ESPN, iHeartMedia, and Complex Networks. Thank you very much. Big round of applause. Big special thank you that goes to the IMG event staff that helped make this event happen, and the city of Huntington Beach, of course, for hosting us once again. Thank you to all the competitors for providing us a big show all week, and also the local community for sharing your waves. This wave is amazingly special. The south side of the pier, thanks for giving us the lineup all week. Got some great people on stage to help me with the trophy presentation. WSL Senior Manager, Tour and Competitions, Travis Logie, one of the best surfers in the world, one of the fastest goofy foots of all time. We love you, Trav. Great, thanks for all your hard work. Also want to hear it for Huntington Beach Mayor Gracie Van Der Mark. Thank you so much for being here and hosting us so well. And also Senator Janet Nguyen, thank you for coming down to help out and hosting us once again. Let's get some trophies handed out. Let's hear it for a man that was putting on miracle moments after miracle moments, showing that it was a plan. Big airs, great decision. Start off with a huge start in that final, representing France. Let's hear it for your men's runner-up, Marco Mignot. Quick word, quickly, Marco, if you don't mind. You've put on so much entertainment this week. You gave us so much reason to stand up out of our feet and scream on air. The feeling of making your best performance in the Challenger Series, but also to be in the final with a good friend. What does it all mean to you?
I mean, not only a friend, a brother. I remember surfing with him in Pascuales. We were like, he was 7, I was 9. And to be here in the water in the finals at the US Open is amazing. You know, it's only blessings. And yeah, I just can't believe it. Amazing.
Congratulations, enjoy the moment.
Thank you very much. I just want to say thank you first to my coach Jazza. I love you, Jazza. I want to say thank you to my family who was in the beach supporting me. I love you guys. I want to say thank you to my sponsors too. I want to say thank you to the US Open. God bless America.
Marco Mignot, runner-up in the US Open final. Now this young surfer's been on a roll. She picked up a huge win in South Africa over in Bolito. She represents you guys here in Southern California. Let's hear it for your runner-up, Bella Kenworthy. Congratulations, Bella. This has been a special season in your life, coming off the first win of your career and then almost going back to back. You're surfing at a really high level. I want to know what it feels like.
Yeah, it feels really good. Super happy to back up my last result.
And also being in a final with someone like Sal, who you've known for a really long time. You probably have been a little kid watching her win events on tour. What does it feel like to be able to share a final with such an Australian legend?
Yeah, she's such an inspiration. I've grown up watching her, so it's so cool to get to share heats with her now. And yeah, congrats, Sally.
Congrats on a great year, Bella. Best of luck in the next event.
Thank you.
Bella Kenworthy, runner-up in the U.S. Open final. Now, this man did some big things in the Olympic Games and then transitioned into an unbelievable small wave game. Some big airs, big power curves, and at the buzzer becomes the first Mexican to win the U.S. Open of Surfing. Let's hear it for Al Cleland Jr. Hold it up. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky. This is a special moment in surfing history, and I loved your composure after each day of the rounds and how focused you were standing on this stage, kind of already pre-planning that you'd be here at the end of the contest. You talked about what this meant to you early to AJ. How is it all sinking in now?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, having such a rough start of the year to end up coming here and just getting the rhythm going, getting the momentum to be here, it feels amazing, you know, and especially have a final with one of my good friends that I grew up surfing with, literally since we were 8 years old. We surfed Pasquale's, and it's just an honor to see how far we came. It's crazy, and to be having all this support crew, all the Mexico crew, and all my friends, my dad, and everybody here, it just feels crazy. So all I want to say is, ¡Viva México! Y aquí estamos, pa'l mundo! And yeah, just want to thank everybody in my corner, you know, Gabe, my dad, Daryl, Julian Lassa, all my sponsors, and just WSL for putting such great events and bringing the best of the surfing talents out, and just to show everybody that there's talent in Mexico and we can surf big or small waves. So it's really cool to see, you know. And yeah, thank you guys, I appreciate it. Muchas gracias a todos por el apoyo, los quiero un chingo. ¡Viva México!
Let's go. Felicidades, carnal, well deserved. You deserve this. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, legend, have a great day.
Al Cleland Jr., your champion. Wow, we have one more. And she already made me cry earlier today in her post-seat interview on the glass with AJ. This is one of the best ever to compete in our game, and we're so lucky to have her. Let's get behind a U.S. Open champion for the second time of her career, Sally Fitzgibbons. Hold that thing up. Coming here at 14, a young teenager, and everything changed in pro surfing. Sal, it's really special to see you on the podium again, and specifically here in Huntington Beach. Remember when you won 13 years ago? You were 20, Lakey Peterson was 16, and look at you now, enjoying a final with Bella Kenworthy, who you really saw grow up. What's this all mean to you now?
This is such a special day, and it goes out to HB and the community. Guys, I love you. You've embraced me ever since I was 14, coming here and being inducted this week. It's just been something that now you just have such a special place in my heart. There's nothing like the Huntington Beach Arena, and oh my God, it just feels so special, especially in front of my mum and dad here this week, and my team. Just everyone's sticking with me for the whole journey and allowing me to still show up and just enjoy this sport. Even if wins take 13 years in between, I just love putting this jersey on. And I'm just so inspired by Bella, this generation, and just thank you guys. Thanks for accepting me, and I was just so happy to put together my surfing this week.
Sally, I've seen you win a lot. And you did make me cry earlier. That emotion was so real, and I rarely see you let go of it like that, and I think you do it a lot when you're looking at your parents. Can you tell us about that support that they've given to you?
Oh, just representing my community and just my family values. Mom and Dad, you've been down on the beach since I was 9 and 10 years old and doing all-day beach days. And it was like today, I was just like all-day beach day together here in the US. And this is, you know, over 20 years later, and I just wouldn't have it any other way. And surfing for me has become life. And if you just keep showing up to it, you never know what can happen.
What an inspiration. Let's hear it for your champion, Sally Fitzgibbons, the Lexus US Open of Surfing, presented by Pacifico. What a celebration down here on the beach. One more time for Al Cleland Jr. as well. Our finalists, Bella Kenworthy, Marco Munoz. This is going to be one we will never forget. Let's continue the fiesta on the 805 post show. We'll send it back to you, Kaipo.
All right, thank you, Joe. And Sally Fitzgibbons, Alan Cleland Jr., Marco Munoz, Bella Kenworthy. That was 2 great finals. A lot of new names, but one name that we've known for a long time in surfing came back and came to #1 spot again. That's Sally Fitzgibbons Flick, and she did it in brilliant style, overcoming the teenager, Bella Kenworthy, in that final. That was certainly the surfer in form throughout this entire finals day, but great strategy, great surfing by Sally Fitzgibbons. Let's take a look at the finals day bracket for the women. Sally Fitz, Sofia Medina this morning, Nadia Ericeira in a semifinal, and then the final, Flick.
Yeah, I mean, rocking up this morning, I think I agree with you, Kipes. I think Bella was absolutely in form when I saw those opening heats, but so was Sally. And, you know, Sally in that opening heat with Sophia threw down a 7.5 for that one air reverse. I mean, we're going to have a look at it here. And this was, you know, second heat of the day, and that air reverse right there, I was like, okay, she's on and she's ready to, you know, she's got a lot of maneuvers in that arsenal, and she just showed us straight away that what she's capable of and ready to push the progression if need be. And yeah, had Sophia Medina on the ropes in this heat.
On the beach, preparing for the semifinal up against Nadia Ericeira. Mitch?
And she went through 3 different generations of surfers in finals day too. Sophia Medina, as you mentioned, Nadia Ericeira, who had been the on-fire surfer throughout the event too. But Sally was just adaptable, Kaipo. She was able to be on the 2 best waves every single heat that she surfed today so far. And discipline really came into effect when she hit the water against Bella Kenworthy in the final too.
Coming up in the final, Flick, up against Bella, Sally was solid.
Yeah, these 2 surfers most in form. It was actually going Bella's way for the beginning of this final, but it was this moment here. Sally, this was this second wave of the set, and a left. It got her back in the lead. She also clocked that Bella was on the inside. She kicked out of this one, regained priority, and that was the sliding doors moment in the heat. Sally capitalized on that, and yeah, just beautiful event win for her. 13 years between wins at the US Open, and yeah, I'm just so stoked for her. And yeah, and her family, and what a week. Also inducted into the Hall of Fame as well. So yeah, awesome week in Huntington for Sally.
Yeah, not to mention runner-up last year, back-to-back finals for Sally Fitzgibbons. Look at the numbers, Mitch.
Real close, and both finals were very close too. Actually, 0.1 separated both the women's final and the men's final. And look at that, Fitzgibbons, she was trailing the majority of the heat. Kaipo was able to get the 5.63 for the lead at the end.
Yeah. Great stuff. Great finals day. There were so many moments today that could be a highlight, but there can only be one cup noodle wave of the day. Let's take a look at that wave of the day, Mitchell. Viva Mexico. Al Cleland Jr., 8.33.
Yeah, and this was in the semis. He only needed 2 waves in this heat to be able to advance, surfed a 9-minute heat. The big combo on the outside, little setup work right there, and the big hammer to finish that wave off. Really just a massive wave in the context of the day, Kaipo.
Oh, power surfing, patience, and performing under pressure. Al Cleland Jr. Wow. That was something. Well, Al Cleland, Marco Munoz making the final. That's shaking up our rankings on the Challenger Series here at stop number 4. Let's take a look at our men's Challenger Series rankings after stop number 4 here in Huntington Beach. Because look at that. 26 spots up. Marco Mignot is above the cut line. Alan Cleland Jr., 42 spots up. Still on top, Sammy Pupo and George Pitar in second and third. And Flick, Ian Gouveia is already going to be on the championship tour next year.
Yeah, I mean, we've had an incredible week, right? Ian clinching, that was amazing. I mean, for me, I look at that top 10 right now and I see someone who's won an event who's dropped out, and that's Geordie Lawler. And then obviously Alan and Marco just sneaking in there in 9th and 10th. I mean, just there's some movement on that board. I see Mikey Madonna, he's gone down a few spots as well, Australian, that also won the second Challenger Series event of the year. I mean, right at the top, you've got guys that are kind of breaking away, but that bottom 5 that are, you know, in contention right now, there's still a lot of work to be done if they wish to qualify.
Mitch, on the women's side of the rankings, the 2 finalists up in the 1 and 2 position.
Yeah, and I mean, for Sally not to qualify at this point would be almost impossible. Nearly 27,000 points. Bella Kenworthy right behind her. Bella Nichols still in number 3. But look at what Ericeira is right now. She was just outside of the top 5. She moves to number 5 right now. Brooks still in number 4. But then the 2 Brazilians, Silva and Medina, they're in the top 10, Kaipo.
Yeah. Yeah, really, really competitive on both ends. Challenger Series, we got 2 more stops on the Challenger Series. Portugal and then Saquarema, where all the qualifications will happen, and some will happen along the way. Let's take our attention now to the Championship Tour. Stop number 9 on the Championship Tour is going to take us back to Fiji for the Corona Fiji Pro. Can't wait for this stop number 9.
I think if you ask anyone who's watched any type of competitive surfing, they'll say that the most exciting events are waves of consequence.
It's one of those sort of freak of nature waves that you don't get too many of in the world.
After a 7-year hiatus, the World Surf League Championship Tour returns to Fiji. 8 coveted spots remain for the Lexus WSL Finals.
You're going to lowers. John Florence, you are the number 1 seed.
Early season contenders look to fend off the rising momentum of Brazilian goofy foots. 2 veterans with past Fijian success look to chase down their own final 5 spots. Along with 2 first-time Phenom wildcards, the 4-time Fiji champ Kelly Slater is back. Will be determined here at the Corona Fiji Pro presented by Bonsoy.
The window starts August 20th. Stop number 9, where we're going to set our final 5 for the men and women for the Lexus WSL Finals. Let's take a look right now at our final 5 snapshot going into the final stop of the regular season. John Florence, Mitchell, he's already locked for the Lexus WSL Finals, but look at how competitive it is for those remaining 4 spots.
Yeah, and it's really going to be tough to knock him off the number 1 seed, too. I think Griffin's kind of a lock. I'd be very surprised if Jack Robinson doesn't stay within the top 5. To me, it's Yago Dora, Jordy Smith, and all the way down to Gabe Manita. Those are the 3 people you need to watch out for that can potentially qualify for lowers.
It is going to be really to see if Medina can come from behind and get in there. Yago Dora, too. I expect some great surfing from him at Cloudbreak. I think Ethan Ewing, Italo Ferreira, they're going to be hanging on there, so every heat's going to count. Flick, look at the women. Again, Katie Simmers, already set, 4 remaining spots in a very competitive field.
Yeah, super competitive. I kind of feel like Caroline's also semi-locked her spot in too. So, you know, there's 3 sort of spots potentially. I mean, Brisa kind of locked it in, but let's look at number 6 and 7, Joanne and Tatiana, who, you know, they've had success out there in the past. They've had those amazing feelings. So, and you've got to play into experience as well. They've been there before. You know, some of these younger competitors may not have had the same amount of experience as what Joanne and Tatiana have had. So, I mean, it's still wide open there as far as I'm concerned for those couple of last spots.
Yeah, it's It's all setting up. Looking forward to that over in Fiji. But let's now reflect back at what happened over here in Huntington Beach. Let's go for the top 5 moments of the Lexus US Open of Surfing. Starting with number 5. This was epic. The Legends Heat. Jeff Deffenbaugh.
I had a good time during this one, Kaipo. D-Ball right there, getting his flowers. He saw Mike Parsons' snips also hit the water. He had a couple of sick waves during the Heritage Heat. Hats off, though. Tommy Curran, more than 60 years of age out there, Kaipo. 3-time Open champion, 3-time world champion. And Archie, favorite turn of the event right there.
Also, Shane Beschen, a former US Open winner, joined the Heritage Heat and looking smooth out there. Beschen hasn't missed a beat. Number 4, our women's longboard champion, Flick, Rachel Tilley.
Yeah, Rachel Tilley absolutely smoked this field, right? It almost seems like such a long time ago when you look back at this footage here. But just, it does, doesn't it? I mean, but she just surfed with so much style and flow and grace. And yeah, it was epic to see her get the win here. Big win too for her. And I mean, I just can't believe watching this footage. Like, it seems like so long ago when we look back. But yeah, big win for her. 2nd event on tour. Looking forward going into the 3rd and yeah, finishing off with the 4th.
Number 3, our men's longboard champ, the big guy, Taylor Jensen, was incredible.
Well, and he's got back-to-back wins too, so he's out to a commanding lead right now. Number 1 in the rankings. Coming from Oceanside, he's very accustomed to not only a beach rake up here too. You could see it right out there. Grace, style. I would also think the wave selection had to have been one of the major factors for his success this last week out there at HB.
Number 2, Sally Fitzgibbons, Flick, takes out another US Open title.
Yeah, this was so awesome to see. You know, the woman in the draw who has the most experience put all of that experience to use today. I mean, different scenarios, going left, going right, really smart priority calls. And there was a few sliding doors moments in that final where Sally just made smart decisions and, you know, showed that maturity that's she's got from just so many years and so much experience. But yeah, epic to see her get the win, and I love it when good people win. It's just, she's so genuine, so authentic, and it's so good to see.
Enjoyed the win with her family here supporting her. It was an emotional one and a deserved win for Sally Fitzgibbons. Number 1, Viva Mexico. Alan Cleland took out a US Open title, Mitcho.
It's the biggest win of his career so far and a historic moment for both the country and the region of North America. We've seen Canadians, we've now seen Mexicans make it to this stage too, and he is really succeeding with flying colors. Takes out his good buddy Marco Mignot literally in the dying seconds of the final too. Had a couple of buzzer beaters during this event, Kaipo. None bigger than that one in the final though.
Oh yeah. And moves into the top 10 scenario on the Challenger Series, Alan Cleland Jr. Oh, man. All right, well, Flick, gosh, final thoughts. It seems like we've been here a month.
It really does. Honestly, my final thoughts about, George, if I just think about today, Alan and Sally are the 2 biggest legends on this Challenger Series tour as far as I'm concerned. They're just really good people, and I like it when good people win. I feel like it's so deserving and made me happy. Feels
Mitchell,
right.
I'm going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you too. I'll see you in a few weeks during the Lexus WSL Finals though.
Yeah, your thoughts?
Well, huge win for Mexico. Very proud. Obviously, the biggest thing for me is just Alan Cleland being able to overcome those kind of adversities right there. Shout out to Marco Mignot. Career best result right there. Looking forward to Fiji now, Kipes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you, Flick. Thank you, Mitchell. It's been excellent. Remember, August 20th. Tune in at worldsurfleague.com. It's a Corona Fiji Pro presented by Bonsai. Bula!
Good morning and welcome to the Lexus US Open of Surfing presented by Pacifico.
One for the music and one for the road. Drop the beat to the rhythm, take us back to the show. Show your love for the people.
I can't tell you how many close heats this kid has lost out here, Joe. There's been too many. He doesn't want that to happen here.
Marco clear for takeoff and an extended frontside air reverse.
Somebody just put some some sides on this here, Joe.
Ito-san.
He throws it up into the air. Everybody just lost it.
Microphone and the stage. Back to the rhythm, now we back, yeah, we grooving. Everybody's getting down and everybody's moving. Rhymes are a sign of the times that we use it. Loving the life you live, live the life that you choose it. Oh, let me tell you what I feel like that. Oh, let me tell you what I feel like that. Oh, let me tell you what I feel like that. Oh, let me tell you what I feel like.
Here for finals day, crowning our champions after a stellar week here in Huntington Beach, Surf City, USA. Little wedge peak, fin throw, reverse.
Wow, really cool to see Sally start to dig into the bag of tricks.
Miguel frustrated. He wanted to get the priority switch and he couldn't afford to take off. Right hand wedge, tail chuck reverse, and a big spin.
Okay, I don't want it in my hair.
Right there.
Sally Fitzgibbons is in the final. She'll take on Bella Kenworthy, going for back-to-back wins on the Challenger Series.
The surfer from Mexico, Cleland Jr., on to the final. You know he's looking for a ramp. Settle for turns here, still racing down the line. There's the ramp from, plants it.
There it is, 7.5.
Gets the number, steals the semifinal.
Let's go!
Sally Fitzgibbons, 13 years in between big wins here in Huntington Beach, is officially the Lexus US Open of Surfing champion. Right before the buzzer, Cleland Jr. as we're into the countdown. Scores in! Cleland Jr. does it at the buzzer and takes out the event for Mexico for the first time in history. This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.